Good morning, everybody. So today's class, we're going to focus on the words that are going to accompany your personal project. A lot of you have asked about captioning, and definitely the way that we caption a personal project is going to shift from the way we would caption a normal journalistic photograph with the who, what, where, when, why. We're going to try to create more of a narrative. So you're going to look at a few more personal projects today, and you're going to hear from one photographer, Rosa Morton, who documented her own experience in Baltimore. So I want you to work your way through today's module, really thinking about how words accompany photographs. How do these photographers and how do the editors who put together these projects use words to build that story? This past weekend, I interviewed a photo editor that you're going to hear from next week, actually, because today we're lightly talking about photo editing, and then really next week we're going to talk a lot about photo editing. And this photo editor at National Geographic made the distinction between images that exist within an article, that are embedded within an article, and photo projects that exist on their own in a gallery. So this project for this class is going to be a standalone gallery, and the words that you use to accompany the photographs are going to have to fulfill that same role that an article will, right? You're going to have to give us all the information that we need to fully appreciate the narrative strung between the images. So by this Wednesday, you're going to have at least 50 pictures for this project. So you already had 25 due, and then Wednesday you have the next 25 due. And then next week, you're going to learn to photo edit, and you're going to cull that edit down to 10 to 15 photographs that you think best tell the story of your experience during this pandemic. So when you finally present them on your website, they're not going to be in chronological order. They're probably not going to be in chronological order. What I want you to think about is a more artful approach to it. Which one really pulls you into the story? How are you going to construct that narrative? And each caption will help move us from photograph to photograph. So next week, you're going to choose the order, and you're going to be working on captions. But I just want to point out that for me, it's really helpful once I have some idea of the order I want my images to go into, I start writing captions in their own document. In my own Google document or Word document, I write down the captions so that I can read through them, so that they read a little bit like an essay, so that all the captions go together and the captions themselves tell a story. And you're going to look at the personal project from Diana Marcosian, again, about her father. And I want you to go through it once, really just reading the captions and seeing how the captions construct a story. Then go through that gallery again, really looking at the way the captions work with the images that you're seeing. There's a few more personal projects that I want you to look at and see that have been made during this time. So that you can see how words are being used and how people are using captions that are not just the who, what, where, when, why. So in this project, you're going to be able to speak in first person. This is your experience during this pandemic. So you're allowed to talk in first person. But yeah, I just want you to start thinking about the story you want to tell in your captions as well, and the story you want to tell more broadly with your images. You will be able to continue taking photographs even though the next 25 are due on Wednesday. But if there's something that you're missing or something you think you need, feel free to keep photographing it until the final project is due. So as you move through the module, that main theme I want you to think about is, how can I use captions to really build out and flesh out this narrative? But remember that we are photographers, that we're not just photographers, that we're photojournalists. And photojournalists are also reporters. So we aren't just artists disseminating images into the world. They really have to come with information, and they have to come with information that's used to inform, right? So the captions are that reporting part of the photojournalism. So hope you enjoyed today's class and work your way through it. And I look forward to seeing you soon.